Speaking of keeping up things around here, we have a candidate for Rapides Parish Sheriff Dennis Dezendorf joining us today. First off, thanks for joining us.
Thank you, sir.
You're in a field of 8 candidates. What separates you?
What separates me? I had 37 years in law enforcement, 20 years in the military. I have a degree in business administration. In my early career, I worked with a lot of different sheriff's offices around the state. I've seen what works and what doesn't work. And in the military, I ran the military police efforts at Fort Polk during Desert Storm.
So what made you want to run?
It's time for a change, and it was time for me to run. It just was.
So you were a school resource officer as well.
I was.
You worked at the school board. It's definitely been an issue that's been talked about a lot, school safety. What are some things that you'd like to see done there or make any changes if you were elected?
I want to pump that division up. I want to make it its own division with its own major, its own chain of command. I want to give them enough people to do what they need to do, all right?
So what are some things that the sheriff's office could do besides that to help improve school safety?
To improve school safety, better training, more flexibility with the officers. What you have to understand with school resource officers, he's only got one job. It's his job to get between a threat and the student. Mm-hmm. But in the meantime, he or she can be doing a lot of other things. And they got to form a good bond with that principal and with that staff and make sure that the kids are safe.
And you talked about better training. That's something that your opponent, Tommy Carnline, the other day was on here talking about. There needs to be more specific training for each department. Do you believe that? Do you think there's been a lack of that?
Absolutely. In addition to the training that's required under the post certifications, yeah, I think that each supervisor is responsible for training his own people. I think that each captain is responsible for training all his supervisors. I think it needs to be a unit-type training.
Another issue has been jail space. Would you support building a new jail, or would you support a tax?
No, there are some challenges coming up in the jails over the next several years. The new sentencing guidelines are really starting to come into effect and hit us hard. I think that we need to kind of get an idea of how that's going to impact us. And 2 or 3 years down the road, I might even be questioning whether or not we need 3 jails.
All right, give your message to Rapides Parish voters on why they should pick you.
I've got the most experience. I have a degree in business. I've been doing law enforcement a long time, and I'm a proven leader.